Today's video is Monkey Shines.
Hey, Tony, how's it going at the other store?
Oh, it's going great, James. I mean, I'm a little lonely, so I set up this monitor here so we could still review movies.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm here.
Yeah. I put the monitor right in your spot, so it's pretty much the same exact thing.
So seriously, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing good.
How's everybody else doing out there? Hope you're staying safe. For obvious reasons, we're doing this remotely, cyber style. So hope you enjoy.
I said it's a fun experiment.
It definitely is. And we have an experiment in fear today, which is Monkey Shines, because we are doing the month of April, all ape movies. Now, here's the thing. We could have done King Kong. See, King Kong, I mean, great classic ape movie, but no. We're doing Monkey Shines. And, of course, this is Ape-ril, but...
Yeah, James, let me correct you there. First off, you got the perfect person for this review. I actually directed a short about a killer gorilla called Gorilla. It won awards.
Blood. Human blood. God help us all. Gorilla.
And I happen to know a few things about apes. Give me 1 second here. Let me put on my outfit. Monkey Shines does not have an ape in it. Okay, as you can see from the primate tree of life, there's many different primates. Okay, and apes are right here. Anthropoids. You know, you got your orangutan, gorilla, chimpanzee. This one is a capuchin monkey, which is a New World monkey, which is in the monkey order. So right off the bat, we're already messing up on April. But I'm glad you picked this one because I love this movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you picked this one, actually.
Oh, I might have picked this one. Either way, we both picked this. Whatever. I love this movie.
Yeah. Because actually, I already did this on Monster Madness, but I'm happy to discuss it with another human being. Like, the whole time I'm just thinking, like, what does Tony have to say about this? Because I just want to know, what the hell is up with this movie?
Okay, yeah. It's a George A. Romero film. Yeah. It's not his best, but it's also not his worst.
It was one of his first expensive movies, like one of his bigger budget ones.
Yeah, I'm getting conflicting things. They say it's his first studio film, but I think it was actually his second. I think Creepshow was his first big studio film. It was his biggest film as far as production goes, because, you know, you had the monkey and stuff. It was a very complicated shoot. And from what I could tell, he shot like a 3-hour-long movie. And then the studio was desperate for a hit at the time, so they just took it from him and chopped it up. And that's why there's some weird stuff in this movie. This movie was already weird, but there's some weird stuff that doesn't make sense, which we'll get into as we go into it.
Which makes you wonder how much could they have cut, because it's already a 2-hour movie and it has weird stuff in it as it is.
This is longer than a movie about a killer monkey should be. It's way more complicated than what the premise is. Yeah, they put a lot of thought into it.
Plenty killer monkeys. You got Link, which I have right here. You have Shakma, stuff like that.
Shakma's good.
Shakma. I just realized that Monkey Shines and Link both have a similar tagline. Monkey Shines is an experiment in fear, and Link is an experiment in terror. But this movie, like, is kind of different.
Should we start, like, the beginning of the movie and stuff? Yeah. So it's about this guy. I think his name is Allan. He's a law student. He's real, like, fit. He's jogging one day with bricks in his backpack for some reason. And then he gets hit by a truck and is paralyzed. And then he has to deal with all of that. He comes home, and his friend is a scientist who works on monkeys. And he gets a brain from a Jane Doe, freezes it, chops it up, puts it in a needle, and injects it in the monkey's ass, which makes it smart. But
here's my complaint. I gotta just raise a complaint here. Is that where, like, everything the monkey does in the movie is already pretty smart, and it's a real monkey. Like, the real monkey had to do these things. Like, you can have a trained monkey You know, so what would this brain juice have done to the monkey that it wouldn't normally do?
I mean, all the stuff it's doing that's really impressive is all the evil stuff, which the scientist isn't seeing until like way later in the movie. But yeah, if I was doing this experiment, I'd be like, okay, the monkey is, I guess, like, it knows more about the phone than it should. Like, what the scientist is seeing is not enough to justify him injecting brain juice in its ass over and over again.
Yeah.
I would want to say this movie is very tragic in the beginning. It is a straight up drama.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of starts very positive. It's like, you know, he's paralyzed. Like all four of his limbs are you know, paralyzed.
James. And his dick no longer works. That is a plot point that comes up later in the movie.
She walks out on you now, fucker.
I can't.
But we'll get there. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it starts positive. Like, you know, he's gonna, you know, he's still, you know, living his life. He's, you know, he's working through it, and he's very optimistic. And then he develops this friendship with this trained monkey. So everything's going fine. It almost starts out like this heartwarming sort of, you know.
Well, it gets sad for a bit because he does try to commit suicide, but then the monkey kind of like rejuvenates him, gives him like a reason for living for some reason.
And this could almost go in the direction of just like a drama, just sort of like this guy and his monkey, and it's just, it kind of starts like a normal, I mean, I wouldn't say like normal, but it's this like, it almost has this very like heartfelt story that's going on.
Yeah.
But then...
And then the monkey starts killing people. So yeah, so this dude, again, it's the most tragic character ever. He gets hit by the car and everything. Yeah. So he comes home. His nurse is played by George Romero's wife, actually, is like the meanest person in the world to him. And she brings her parakeet for some reason that hates him. And then his girlfriend, like, breaks up with him. But she not only breaks up with him, she's been cheating on him and leaves him for the doctor who did his surgery, which is Academy Award nominated Stanley Tucci. It's one of his early movies. So yeah, this guy is like, the world is really shitting on him, so no wonder he's in love with this monkey, because it's the only one who's nice to him.
Yeah, the monkey's kind of like his only friend in the movie.
He does get an attachment for the girl who trains monkeys, which apparently where they filmed is actually where they train those monkeys. There were some actually trained ones. But yeah, so there's this plot hole in the movie where somehow the main character and the monkey are psychically linked. And the movie never explains why that is or how that happens.
Yeah.
So the main character is able to project his feelings onto the monkey. So he hates the parakeet, so the monkey kills the parakeet. And then he hates Stanley Tucci and his girlfriend, so the monkey just runs out at night, traveling miles and miles and miles.
And those shots of the POV of just like flying, this monkey like running, the monkey jumps in front of the lightning. I mean, that shot, you just... Oh my God.
The monkey is
killing people for him. And like he realizes it.
Oh, it's kind of like his personal defender.
But then he realizes it, like he blames the monkey for killing. So the doctor takes it back, and then he, to get away from everything, he spends time with the monkey trainer at her place. And then she has to ride his face during a sex scene because his dick doesn't work. I couldn't believe, when I watched that yesterday, I forgot that they foreshadowed that. And I'm like, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen foreshadowed and then paid off later.
It's a weird choice to include that.
But very positive. It's one of the few like handicapped sex scenes in a movie that's not played for laughs. It's like a genuine sex scene. There's like, that's rarely seen in movies, maybe more today, but so George Romero was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, that was one I wasn't expecting to talk about that scene, but
James, I had to talk about that scene.
Once he starts becoming bitter and like really angry, there's 3 scenes in particular. There's the nurse, the mom, and the final scene. So I guess, do you want to talk about each of those one at a time?
Oh my God. All right. So the nurse, I think we're talking after he killed the bird, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the actor is Jason, I can't pronounce his last name, Beghe. He's a really good actor. I think he's currently on those like Chicago Fire shows. Like he's in a ton of stuff. I know him from Californication. Really, really good actor. And when he gets evil in this, because for some reason the monkey is making him evil, it's bringing all his dark feelings up. So the monkey kills the parakeet, and the girl is all upset, and he's all like, "It deserved to die. I'm glad it died." Like, he is so vicious.
He didn't even have to take any responsibility because the monkey killed it. He could have denied he had anything to do with it because he didn't really. I mean, from what I remember, like the monkey did it. He didn't do it. And he didn't tell the monkey to kill. But that doesn't matter to him. He's just so glad the bird is dead because all the way up to this point, this bird's been annoying him. And when it does that close-up on his face, like that dead, serious close-up.
Maybe it was old age, huh? Maybe it was a rat that got it. Maybe you crushed it yourself when you jammed your foot into that slipper. Who gives a shit? It deserved to die. It fucking deserved to die.
Later on, he was like, this isn't one of them, but this is like a smaller one when he's like, "I wanted to kill Stanley Tucci and whatever her face was, I thought about fire." Like, he's like really...
This guy gets really angry.
He gets happier when the monkey leaves, though. Like, it changes his personality, and then as soon as it comes back, he's immediately a dick to his mom. Like, he starts yelling at his mom.
Yeah, so then there's the mom scene. And wow, like, it is just, like, the most, like, heartbreaking, like, mom argument you ever seen in a movie. Like, the way he yells at her, like, he calls her a blood-sucking bitch, which makes her slap him in the face repeatedly.
Your life is nothing but an empty, greedy black hole. You've been trying to suck me into it for as long as I can remember. Well, I cannot stand it anymore, Mother. I cannot stand your bullshit. You're a conniving, clinging, blood-sucking bitch.
And then he says, "I hate you." And it's just awful. It's just this horrible, where I don't know if this was meant to be like dark comedy or if it was really taken to be serious.
I mean, George Romero is good at like dark humor, but yeah, it's really hard to tell in this one.
Yeah, and you know what? The one regret is I should have got the Blu-ray for the extras because I don't know where else you could see those because I heard there's a lot of extras. He does a commentary on it. I really should have done all that research first. But,
I wanted to get the Blu-ray, but it's a little hard to get things right now. I did look it up though, so I sent you a picture. There's a picture of them like working on his brain. And so maybe there was something where they put pieces of the monkey in his brain and pieces of his brain in the monkey, but they cut all that out. Because there's no point for the psychic connection in this movie. And then later the doctor does something and he has a little bit of a psychic connection, but it's never explained.
There's a lot in this movie that you just kind of have to like forget about because you're just watching. You're like, what the hell's going on? Because you're so distracted by all this intense, like these intense scenes at the end, which you're just wondering like, what is this tone? Like it's kind of funny, but it's really dark. And, you know,
I actually looked up, it's based off a novel. And I didn't read the novel, but I looked at one of the reviews and someone said that even the novel had issue with tone. Like they weren't sure like what it was going for. So the last scene, the last freak out he has.
Ready to go in the last scene? Okay. One little trivia, one little miscellaneous fact. Frank Welker did the voice for the monkey.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so you got the same guy, you know, Megatron, Gremlins, like pretty much every voice ever. He even does the zombies and Walking Dead. Like Frank Welker's done like everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so this final scene, this is what makes the movie. Like if you're going to watch this movie, I would recommend Amazon Prime. However, it is leaving March 31st. So by the time this video comes out, it will have just passed. Thanks, Amazon. Anyway, if you want to start this movie roughly 1 hour, 30 minutes in, that's when all the good stuff is. Oh my God, is this the most intense shit where, I mean, the first thing that happens when he calls the monkey fuckface, I mean, that's just... the way he says, he's like, whatever it takes, fuckface. and then, so the monkey, I think then it goes into the scene where the monkey's injecting like his girlfriend.
Or it's like going to, like it's threatening to.
And so that's really tense because he's not able to help her.
Oh, we forgot to mention. So he's not actually paralyzed the way they think he is. Early in the movie, a second doctor is like, hey, you were probably going to be paralyzed anyway because of this thing, but everyone thought it was because of the truck, and your doctor who was stealing your girlfriend didn't do a good job following it. So he's able to move his arm a little bit, he finds out. And like, that's the whole thing. Like, he needs to get a surgery, but he has to prove that he can do a voluntary movement. So the big moment at the end is when he calls the monkey slime, he does his whole speech, and then the monkey goes to kill his girlfriend, and then he's able to move his hand to hit the music that the monkey liked dancing to.
Well, we got to get to this quote. We can't skip over this quote. It's like,
do the quote.
yeah, okay. So you got to play as much of this clip as you're able to get away with. But when he says, "This is in this scene is the most harshest words ever spoken from man to monkey on film," he goes, I would hope ever, but like, just to think, I had to add on film, but I don't know if that's ever, just to think if that's ever happened. I mean, who knows? Crazier things have happened.
I'm sure there was a drunk guy at the zoo one day who really let the monkeys have it. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so anyway, the harshest words ever spoken by man to monkey, the immortal lines, "You're slime, you're filth, I'm gonna take you apart."
I'm gonna rip your fucking eyes out. I'm gonna tear you open and chew out your fucking heart.
And the thing is, the actor does it in this very low-key, kind of like Clint Eastwood style. He doesn't exaggerate it, or he just looks like he is genuinely pissed off. We forgot, it pisses on him. So just to back up, the thing that instigates the whole speech is the monkey pisses on him. And fun fact, which I found out just recently, on the set, the monkey actually threw real shit in his mouth, which I don't know if it's on film, but there's an interview where he is talking about it.
Yeah, so I was reading, like, they credit one monkey, but I think there were multiple ones, as you usually do. But I was reading that they might have used a male monkey, which is rare because they're kind of like hostile. Even the movie mentions that he needs a female monkey. So I thought that was like an interesting thing. They don't usually use male monkeys because they're a little too like aggressive.
Monkeys live a while, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if that monkey's still alive.
Oh, the monkey from Friends was just in David Lynch's short film. I couldn't believe it was the same monkey on Netflix. That movie's great, by the way. Check out that one. But I was like, wait, that monkey from Friends is still alive?
You know that the turtles from Rocky are still alive?
Yeah, wait, I said that to you. I'm like, wow, I know they live a long time. I just didn't think Stallone had them and was keeping up with them for 40 years.
Yeah, Cuff and Link.
Yeah.
So anyway, he does the really brutal speech. And then there's that tonal shift like we were just talking about, where then when it starts injecting his girlfriend with the needle, he has to start pretending that they're like friends again. And then, and this scene, when he has to lure the monkey over so that he can kill it, when you watch it a second time, when you know what's going to happen, look at the expression on his face. It is the face of a man who is sad that he has to kill his pet and best friend. And the way he plays it is so genuine.
He does
Such a good job for this stupid fucking movie. Like, he really is putting 110, and he has to act with only his head. He can't use the rest of his limb. Like, he does such a good job.
So then we're getting to the moment where, so he puts on the monkey's favorite song or whatever. Like earlier, it's established that they both like bond over the song or whatever. He puts the song on, he brings the monkey over to him, and then the only way he can physically kill this monkey is by biting into its neck and then swinging it back and forth over and over and over and over again. You see it from multiple angles. Like, they really covered this swinging of this dummy monkey. And it's so brutal that you're like waiting for it to end. It's so uncomfortable. And then finally you just see it land there and it's dead. And you're just like, wow, what did I just see?
And this is one of the few Romero movies that has a happy ending.
That's like a tacked on one where they had.
Yeah, because I'm reading here because, like I said, this was like a 3-hour movie they cut down. Apparently, I have it somewhere in the notes. There was an alternate ending. So yeah, the ending. Stephen Root, who you might know as Milton in Office Space. This is his first film. He's also Bill in King of the Hill. He steals the brain tissue serum from the dead doctor, and it goes into the other monkeys or something. Allan regains his ability to move, and there was this whole build up to Stephen Root's character releasing monkeys or something, and it's all cut. So his character is kind of pointless in the movie. But yeah, I think originally the procedure wasn't supposed to work, but then they wanted a happy ending. And yeah, it would have been interesting to see what the full movie would have been. Because it's a really long movie, there's a lot in it, but I feel like it's missing importance. Like I said, the psychic link, never explained. Which would be fine if it was just a straight up horror movie, but it's kind of science fiction. You need to explain the psychic link. Yeah.
I think I was just so distracted by all the stuff that happens toward the end, I forget about the psychic link.
Yeah, you know what? Just focus on the acting. Like, from the monkey and the main actor, that's like where your focus should be, because it really carries the movie.
It really does. I mean, there is no movie like this. It is such an odd relationship of characters, such a just like bizarre tonal shifts. I mean, I definitely say if you can find this movie wherever it is now that it left Amazon Prime.
It streams a lot. I watched it on Netflix like a while back. I think it streams pretty regularly. So it'll show up somewhere.
Yeah. I would say start at an hour, 30 minutes in, and there's the good stuff. So anything else about this one?
I saw this movie a few years ago, and I fell in love with it because the whole thing about a promising student who gets hit by a car and then is left handicapped. I did a plot line of that in my senior thesis film in college about a sculptor who's racing a car against his razor scooter and then his arm gets cut off and he's all like broken and damaged. And so when I saw this movie, I was like, no way. People were like, did you rip that off? I'm like, I had no idea this movie existed. So I really like that. I got a few notes. I mentioned the broken dick. That was very important to me. The beginning is kind of confusing. Stanley Tucci, the doctor, he comes in and he goes, his ass is hairier than you, to the nurse. But during the naked workout that the movie begins with, we saw that his ass was hairless. So that's a big continuity error.
That's very important, yeah.
Stanley Tucci's a dick. He's making up like obvious lies. He's stealing the guy's girlfriend. Oh, that monkey trainer, his girlfriend, she spends a lot of time with him. And at one point I'm like, isn't she supposed to be like training monkeys? Like, don't they need attention? Like, she's off like having picnics and stuff. I'm like, doesn't she have a job? Yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I really had. It's a great movie. It's a very flawed movie, but a very interesting movie.
Yeah, definitely. So one thing I want to end with is this is a famous Monsters of Filmland magazine. This one was 1964. It's number 28. And in a lot of these magazines, there were these ads where you can actually order a pet monkey that comes in the mail. Like, have you always wanted a live monkey? These playful, fun-loving pets are almost human. Complete with free cage and instructions. Fascinating fun for the entire family. Live delivery is guaranteed.
Wow.
And this is like a real thing. This was like documented. Like, I read one story of someone who actually got one. And the story went pretty much how you'd expect it to go.
Yeah, I'm assuming they started putting like limitations on what you could buy afterwards. Like, you can't just give monkey, like, they're not like dogs or cats. They require a little bit more attention.
Yeah, I mean, and to summarize the story, it was kind of like a disaster at first, but then the monkey actually became a really good pet and it was like a good friend, you know. Yeah. But, I mean, that's just crazy to think you can mail a monkey in the mail. Now, my question to you, if you are able to do that, after seeing Monkey Shines, would you want to?
No. Oh my God. What a weird movie. And then Romero, it was years until he did another studio film again with the same studio. I forget what it was though. But definitely, like I said, if you want to check out a Romero movie that's not zombie related, check this one out.
Yeah, Creepshow. Creepshow is a really good one.
There's a zombie in Creepshow though, so. Martin's a good one with the vampire Drug addict, that was a good one.
Oh, Martin. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Next week's video is Dunstan Checks In.